Alright guys, so I'm gonna walk you through doing 10-15. Alright, this one's called a revolve section, because what we're going to do is we're going to take a slice and revolve it in place. I'm going to start with my top view. I'm going to do object lines. I'm going to make the first set of circles. Outside one is 1.5 diameter. Inside one is 0.75 diameter. Then I'm going to draw a center line. Center to center is 4.5. I'm going to take this one and copy it over because it's the same on both sides. Alright, so these are the two cylinders on the ends. Now I have basically an I-beam connecting the two of them. So I'm going to use offset. The overall width, looking top down wise, of the I-beam is 0.75, so 3/4. So I'm going to offset the center line 1/2 3/4 on one side, 1/2 3/4 on the other side. That way it's centered and 3/4 overall. So 1/2 3/4 is 3/8. Offset up. Offset down. I'm going to change those to object. Then I'm going to trim them so they stop where they hit the outside circle. Alright, so that's the wide point of the I-beam. Now I'm going to make the skinny part. Alright, the skinny part is 1/4 inch wide. And this is 3/4. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use offset 0.25. I'm going to offset this side down 0.25 and this side up. Because if this is 0.25 and this is 0.25, the middle is going to be 0.25. Then I'm going to trim the little extra on the ends. And those two lines will be hidden, because from the top down, I can't see the skinny part of the eye. Alright, I'm going to extend out the center line. And I'm going to add 2 vertical ones. There's one. Just copy it over. Now, I'll come back and add the section line. The section line looks a little bit different on this one because section view is going to be done a little bit differently. But I'm going to start my front view just like I normally would. I'm going to bring down the wide points of the cylinder. The height of the cylinder is 1.25. I'll bring down hidden lines, the inside circle, and then this cylinder is exactly the same, so I'm going to select it. I'm going to hit copy. If I click on the center of this circle, and then I click on the center of this circle, the spacing will be the same. Everything will be lined up. Now I'm going to do the I-beam. So what I need to do is in my top view, because the I-beam doesn't start on the edge here, it actually, because it's a curved surface, goes back a little bit. So I'm going to go from this edge down. The I-beam isn't even with the top either, so I'm going to go down 0.125. And then I'm going to touch the same point for the other side and attach it. Alright, I'm just going to do the overall height of the I-beam, and it's 1 down, touch, and connect up. That little line I'm going to delete. I'm going to trim the sides of the cylinders inside of those bits, the I-beam. Now the wide part of the I-beam is 0.187 thick. So I'm going to do offset 0.187, offset the top down, offset the bottom up, and then I'm going to bring down where the skinny part of the I-beam hits. Alright, it's going to be close, but it should be just slightly off from that line. I'm going to bring it down to the second line, and it's going to go across. And then I will trim that line there. So I'll take this side. It's going to be that exact same on the other side, so I'm going to mirror around the midpoint and trim this edge there. Alright, so my front view is pretty much done. I'm going to take these two center lines, and to save me a little time because I'm lazy, I'm going to copy them straight down because they're already spaced and everything for me. Alright, now I'm going to do my section view. So in my top view, I'm going to draw a section line through the middle. I'm going to change my scale so I see my dashes. Alright, now if I just added arrows on and they were pointing left or right, that would tell me that the section view would be over here or over here. And what I want to do, it's almost like I want to take a slice, and I'm going to spin it in place so I can see it. So to show that I'm going to spin it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a 2-point circle. And the size I'm not super worried about. I just need a circle here, so I'm going to say 0.5. And I'm going to add my arrow onto there. I'm going to scale it. Pick my base point. Then I'm going to rotate it. Hit my base point. Rotate it. Then I'm going to trim. So I really only need a quarter of a circle. Alright, now I'm going to take this. I'm going to hit copy. Click on the base point. Put it here. That hopefully doesn't make a ton of sense. And I'm going to take it and I'm going to rotate it so it's facing the other way. Alright, that way it's telling me that I'm taking the slice and I'm rotating it right where it is or was. And I got a little more to trim there, which means I have it on the top. Alright, now my front view, what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring a line down from the section line. Alright, my width here is going to be my width of this section view. So I'm going to offset 3/8 on one side, 3/8 on the other side. So that's the wide part. Then my skinny part of the eye is a quarter. So I'm going to offset 1/8 one way, 1/8 the other way. Bunch of lines. The very first one I put down, I can delete. I'm going to do some trimming. Here, 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 there, and there. And that's my cross section of the I-beam. And again, it's going to just rotate it in place. So it'll be right there. You don't have to move it around or anything. So I'm going to add in my hatching, so I know that it is cut there. And then my right side view is super simple. I'm going to take one of these cylinders because I'm looking from the side. I'm going to copy, bring it over. Object line. Alright, from the side, this cylinder is going to line up this cylinder, so both cylinders are taken care of. Now I just need to bring the I-beam over. And conveniently, I have a cross section, or end view, in this case, for over here, of the I-beam already made. I'm going to do copy. I'm going to grab it by the midpoint, bring it over to the center line because that would be the midpoint. I can get rid of my hatching. And then I am going to connect. To make my eye. And then all those lines, because they're going to be in between the two cylinders, are definitely going to be hidden. Alright, so there's my right side view, my front with my rotated section, and my top view with my section line showing that it's rotated. Let me throw on my dimensions. Do the linears, my 4.5, 1.25, 1.25, down, up, linear, 5. That. Give me the thickness there, thickness there. I like it below the overall height. Let me do my diameters. 1.5, 0.75. Alright, if I label on the 1.5 here, I know that this is 1.5. I know that this is 1.5. Again, once you label something once, you're good. You don't have to label it several times. So this is 10-15, and it's the rotated section. Hopefully it wasn't too bad. Again, as always, if there's something that you need clarification or help, just let me know and I can make videos or help you in person or virtually as well.